I'm not saying you are by any means a consultant, but I'm saying you know what you know. And so
by the grace of God.
Yeah, okay. If you are at grace of God, yeah, but you know what you know. So let's first start with, what is personal finance?
Yeah, thank you very much, and good morning to our cherished listeners. I want to be very basic. It's about you managing your money. Essentially, it's about you managing your money from when you earn your money to how your money places, or you place some value on that money. So from budgeting on what you are going to use your money for, saving the money, spending the money. What really do you want to use your money for, such that that money that you have earned will give you some value on your own life?
So that's what personal finance is, how to manage your own money. Okay. If there is one thing I know, it is the fact that you spend according to your mindset. You manage your money according to your mindset. Whether you would invest, whether you would save, whether you would spend, whatever it is that you would do, it starts from your mindset. What should be the mindset of anyone listening to us when it comes to personal finance?
Yeah, I think the very first thing I want to say is that anyone listening to us should know that money is good.
First point, money is good.
You should have a positive outlook or attitude towards money.
Are there people who think money is bad?
Yeah, some people think money is the root of all evil. Meanwhile, that was not what the Bible said.
It said the root of money. The love
of it
is the root.
Is the root. So some people think money is not good, and that is why they are still doing what they do.
But Iman, you and I are kingdom brothers. Isn't that very statement even misunderstood?
Oh, yes, it is.
Because if you say, for the love of money is the root of all evil, it really cannot be true if you understand it the way we are taught to understand it. Because there are so many evils that it wasn't the love of money that happened. As a matter of fact, the first sin was not initiated by money.
Oh, no, not at all.
So a better understanding of that scripture would need maybe a word inside that line that should read, for the love of money leads to all kinds of evil.
Exactly. I mean,
that's a better understanding.
That gels well.
Exactly. That for the love of money leads to all kinds of evil.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean all evil is
all kinds of evil.
Yeah. So we level that before we continue. So you said that people don't love money.
Yeah.
Now we've settled. They are afraid.
People think money.
They're afraid that money will kill them.
Yeah. Money is good. You need to get money.
Okay.
And once you have that positive mindset and attitude towards acquiring money, earning money, good money, not
there's
money.
bad money.
Oh, of course. Not in terms of a fake currency.
Okay.
But the way in which
the
money
means
is acquired.
That you acquire the money.
Now, once you have earned your money, that is where your personal finance come to play.
But before we get to personal finance, we want to be sure that you said money is good.
Yeah.
And people should have that mindset that there is nothing wrong with money. Yeah. Is money neutral?
No, money is not neutral.
Money is good.
No, it's good. It's not neutral. It can't be neutral. I want to say that because of this discussion, our viewers should, our listeners should understand that money is such that if you don't have a plan for it, it will plan for itself when it comes to you.
Oh, that's deep.
Yeah. If you don't plan for money, it will come along with its plans. And that is why when you get it, you don't really understand what you do with it. You realize that it is done and it is gone.
It's gone.
Yeah. So you are safer having a plan for money before it gets into your hand than you waiting for the money to come. And then sometimes when it comes, all kinds of things come up.
At what time should I begin to plan for the money?
At what time should you begin to plan?
Yeah.
Right now, as you are seated, as you are listening to us. Yeah. As you are listening to us, start having some serious plans on money, because I don't think you should wait until the money gets into your hands before you start planning for it. No. Those working children, parents are giving them some stipend, they are earning some, uncle, auntie come around, give you 5 cedis, 10 cedis. See, just have a plan, a long-term view of how, because whether you like it or not, you must make money. You ought to earn some money. So you need a plan for it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So how do I start? But before we even go there, I still want us to stress on the importance of this discussion.
Okay.
Why is personal finance important?
Oh, personal finance is important for a number of reasons. First of all, it is a way to help you put your resources or your money to efficient use.
Okay.
You cannot use your money efficiently if you don't have that deliberate plan for it. So that is one. Two, it is because of efficiency, it helps you reduce wastage of your resources or your finances. It gives you control over your own finances. You are not moved by external pressures or forces or trends. I mean, some people use their money and their resources or their financial plans respond to what is happening. So, for instance, in Ghana, you will notice that when one person is selling pure water, everybody sells pure water. Someone will just go and pick all their money. When maybe coconuts became a thing, everybody started selling coconuts. Maybe the basic example, credit transfer. In the past, where you needed to get your phone credit by going for transfer, you can see 10 people on the same line. When you go to the market, tomato sellers and all of that, you need control over your finances. And that is why you need a personal finance. And I think I need to add also what it does to the Ghanaian economy. One of the reasons why we are not doing well as an economy is because of the lack of personal finance. Studies have shown that more than 40% of what Ghanaians earn goes to food. Do you know what that means? And it is because of lack of planning. One of the drivers of it is because of lack of planning, lack of a personal finance. What that means is that when you earn your money, say you earn 10 cedis, the likelihood that you spend more than 4 cedis of it on food is high. And when that happens, you have little space for savings, investments, which are key to ensuring that your personal finance is sustainable.
Is it because we like food or what? I don't get what you're saying.
It is not because we like food so much. It is because we lack that discipline of personal finance. Such that I will say that, okay, when I earn every money that I earn, I mean, for believers, 10% is tithe. For some people, whatever it is. You say, I'm going to spend 30% on food. I'm going to spend this amount on this. I'm going to do this with this. We just don't plan for the money. And so when it comes, everything just goes somewhere else.
Interesting. So it helps the economy. That is one. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
And all that. And then what about the issue of it leading to financial independence?
It does.
Can we all get there? Is financial independence a reality for everybody?
It is a reality for everyone. It is. It is possible. We do not...
if you say it's possible, I'll suspect you.
Oh, you know, sometimes this thing is funny. Yeah, it just got to my mind somewhere. With God, all things are possible. When I say it is possible, I don't mean that elephant. I mean
please continue.
A real case of personal financial independence. You know, it is true that in this life we are interdependent.
Okay.
But I think financial independence is one driver of interdependence.
Okay.
You need to ensure a certain level of prudence within your own space. You need to ensure that, see, I have to be financially independent. You cannot be a person that everything that you do, you are always either going for a loan or something. No.
Maybe we need to even define, what do the two of us mean when we say financial independence?
Oh, financial independence is that state of control over your finances.
Okay.
To the extent that, I'm not saying
you can do what you want to do.
Yes, you can do what you want to do because of the control you have over your money. We are not saying that going for loan is anti-financial independence.
Yeah.
No. I mean, the businesses are financially independent, but they go for the most. Ghana is a sovereign state, but it goes
Ghana is very sovereign,
but it goes for a lot of
it,
a lot of things.
Yeah. But today's personal finance.
It's not
today's
Ghana.
Today's not. Today's personal finance, not national finance.
Yeah.
Now, another thing that I want us to discuss. Over the past few weeks, I've been reading about Edward Banfield. Now, Edward Banfield is not known to many people, but he's a legend when it comes to urban planning. And
Nice.
people should look for his book called The Unheavenly City. Edward C. Banfield, The Unheavenly City, not heaven. He said Unheavenly City. It's a great book. In that book, he comes up with a certain finding in his years of research. And I think that finding is key to the discussion we're having today.
Okay.
He said what he realized when it came to social mobility, those who became wealthy, those who became very wealthy in life, had a longer term vision for money than the lower classes. He spoke about what he called the time horizon. And he said it is the amount of future an individual or a culture can comprehend and accommodate. These are very strong words. The amount of future an individual can comprehend and accommodate. And he said that, and out of this, he said, upper class people are most future oriented. They expect a long life, and so they plan for it. But guess what he said? He said the lower class are radically present oriented.
Yeah.
Is that what you mean by when we get the money, we won't
Yes.
chop them now?
You don't. There is a popular parable. You don't bury money in the ground because it will earn you no returns. You don't keep money under your pillow because when you wake up tomorrow morning, you have to lay your bed and you see it and use it for Togbe or something else. Money is meant to create wealth for you. And per what he is saying, that long-term view is critical. See, you can earn whatever amount of money per month, per week. We don't know how much you are paid.
Okay.
If you fail to have a long-term view of what that money should do for you, you know, I have friends who tell me that, Emmanuel, by age 50, I should stop working and my money should be working for me.
Okay.
And all my work will be is to monitor how well my money is working.
So such a guy already knows you live up to 50 and beyond.
Yes. And he knows that by age 50, he will be somewhere just monitoring how his money is doing the work for him.
Okay.
And a lot of the wealthy guys out there, it is their money working for them. How much? That's why people will tell you, I don't depend on my salary. It is because they have a certain interest income that is not coming from their salary.
Okay.
It's coming from additional stock of money they have somewhere or extra stock of money they have somewhere. They've invested in a portfolio that is driving a certain returns for them.
Interesting.
And so if all you think about your money is that, oh, I earn this amount of money in a month, and when it comes, I need some shoe, I need to change my wardrobe, I need to change my kitchenette, I need to get a new car. Some people, they know they have a regular stream of income. And so they have a plan such that every month they know what that income can do for them, forgetting that he who fails to prepare for eternity before pension will meet pension in death. If you don't have the future in view before your pension time comes, when the pension time comes, you will regret it.
So what you're saying is people tend to spend mother money when they should actually be spending baby money.
Yeah.
Every amount that you get,
Yes.
you must think of how it's going to birth.
Something out of that money should recreate another money. Jerry, when you give money,
What if I'm earning just 1,200?
that is when you can even do it the most. The Bible says, he who is faithful in a little, when much more is given to them, they'll be able to do.
If I'm getting 750.
That is the point I'm making. It is a principle. If you can do it with one,
It's not the
CD,
amount.
It is not the amount. It is the principle. It is a lifestyle. It's a culture. See, Jerry, people just do not have that discipline of life. That I have 10 cedis, I have to spend 9 cedis, I have to spend 8 cedis out of it and keep 2 cedis. If you can't do it with 10 cedis, which is very small, how then can we entrust 10,000 cedis into your care? People must understand that the more money you get, the more your responsibilities and your liabilities. People should just know.
The more money you get.
Yeah, the more your responsibilities and liabilities. When we see you are rich in our neighborhood, you are a target.
Yeah, we'll come to
When
your
you are
house.
rich in the family, you are at everyone's beck and call. for any financial assistance. But when you are not, so just examine your life. How many people used to, I'm speaking to our audience out there, how many people used to ask you for money when you didn't have any? Compare it to now when you have something. You realize that the liability rises, the responsibilities you personally have also increases. And I think that you should find that positive relationship with how you must increase your money stock. As your liabilities are increasing, your money stock must also be rising.
Interesting. We're talking personal finance. It's just gone 25 minutes past 9, and we're talking to Mr. Emmanuel Boateng, our in-house research guru. Today, he's on the hot seat. We're talking personal finance as part of Personal Growth and Development Mondays. Financial independence is one thing we're talking about. Also, how should, when it comes to personal financing, savings and investments,
good.
Ima, is there a formula that can be applied?
Yeah, there are so many formulas.
You said for faith kingdom people like us, 10% should go to your tithe.
Your tithe, yeah.
Okay, or maybe charity or whatever it is you want to do. Now, the 90%, is there a formula by which I should spend it?
There are so many formulas.
Okay.
There are so many formulas. And I think that it is important to help people appreciate that a formula that may work for Jerry may not necessarily work for me. And I think that we need to be contextually relevant in the formulas we apply. What do I mean?
So what should be in it? Maybe not the percentage wise, but let's look at what should go into that my 90%.
Yeah. So this is what I do. So I live for 6 months in a year. I have an app. Maybe I don't want to promote that app. Okay. So I may not mention it.
Otherwise, marketing will give you an invoice.
Exactly. I have an app that tracks my expenditure. Everything I spend, I record.
Okay.
At the end of the month, it gives me a breakdown of my income, where it came from. It gives me a breakdown of my expenditure. So for instance, I noticed that my highest expenditure was savings and investment. It's not expenditure, but I mean,
that's where the money went to.
That's where the money went to. Mm-hmm. And it was followed. Can you guess?
Food.
Not
transport.
Food. Transport.
Yeah.
It was followed by transport. And I opened it and I realized it was Uber fare and Bolt fare.
Yeah.
And I said,
you're making them rich.
Is there a way I can change
buy
that? Food was, I think, sick.
Food was sick.
Somebody looked and said, hey,
you know the chop. Yeah, you know
or
the chop.
Or they borrow. Or are they chop people them my food.
Yeah. They parasite on people's food.
Either of them.
Yeah.
And, of course, your tithe will come up. That one you have to see is 10%.
Okay, that one good day. Yeah, that one good day.
It comes up, other expenditure. I have a component I call donation to people.
Okay.
I realized that after 3 months, donation to people is what is leading.
Why? You stopped?
It is even more than my investment and savings.
Why? What happened?
I think maybe I was giving a lot more people money.
And is this something that you do month on month?
It is not something I have planned to do month on month.
But now,
it is such that when somebody asks me for something, I am unable to usually say no. And sometimes, so there are people out there who like helping people. And we don't track these things. So after 5 months, I have realized that, okay, this is the trend. The first month, I realized transport was a canker. I tried to deal with it.
So how are you dealing with transport? You still
now
have to move?
Is fourth.
Why you start take trotro or what?
No. They walk from campus. This is why they can't talk for it. And they walk, they come to the police station, then they pick by boat.
Okay. And that reduces the cost. It
reduces the cost.
Drastically.
Because when they have to pick me on campus, they have to go through Okponglo because they don't have their card.
So they charge you for all that time.
Exactly. Now I realize that I can actually also come and stand at ECG around Pence.
Okay.
And pick a ride. Then I'll use the UPSC route.
So what you're saying is by micro managing your finances, you are able to detect where. So what you're saying is because we are not doing that, there's a lot of leakage.
Yes, we don't know the trends of our expenditure.
Ouch.
And the trends of our income. So some people don't know where their monies come from. So I realized that about 60% of my money comes from salary.
Okay.
Maybe some allowances.
Okay.
Then the remaining comes from some gifts I get from people. And I think about 15% comes from interest income. So you earn income on investments and some other things. Now, you've understood properly where your income is coming from. you understand which of the incomes you can touch in a month. Certainly, I'm not going to touch my interest income. I want it to give birth to more babies. It is a reproductive organ.
Yeah, that's what I
of your
mean by
personal
baby
finance.
money, not mother money.
Yeah. It is a reproductive organ of your personal finance. Everybody should understand that. It's supposed
they
to
will.
reproduce. Now, it is salary we usually touch. That salary, I have realized what finishes it. Food, transport, donation to people and all. I have monitored the trends. At least you can take your 3-month or 2-month trends and know that, hey, food. Let me show you the most important food item in my food basket. You'll be shocked. And everything shows I'm a single guy. Indomie, bread and egg, Burkina, jollof.
See why I say you should marry early. You won't mind me.
And once you know these are the things driving your expenditure, you sit and plan. Hey, if I buy a bag of rice, 5 kilo, I buy stew, keep it in my fridge. How much is it going to cost? Let me mark it against this expenditure I have been making on food. Look at the difference. Test drive that for a month. And then you see that, it's better off having buy multiple stews, maybe tomato stew, because in Ghana everything is red. Tomato stew. And then maybe some guntomre, you find some okra, you keep it in the fridge. You get some banku to last you for a week or two. You get 5 kg of rice. And then yam. Those things.
I get exactly what you're saying. And for me, it's exciting because you are saying that because we are not monitoring our expenditure, we don't know, maybe we are overspending
in an area. And that is where we need to derive our formula from. So
your formula will be different from my formula,
Exactly.
will be different from Mr. Bernard Akwa's formula.
Because, for instance, I don't pay school fees for kids. You do. Because you have kids.
Yeah, I pay a lot.
You see? So if I'm telling you that allocate 30% of your earnings to investments, while you don't have that space, because there are some statutory deductions on your earnings,
Exactly.
like water bill, utility bills
Yeah,
in
those
general.
stuff.
I don't pay that. You do.
So you must look at your level in life, look at what you do. But before you can do that, you must actually monitor
Understand
what
the
you're
trend.
doing. Understand
I'm
before
sure
you
you
can.
know how much fees you pay.
Of course, that they come
I'm
with
sure
a
you
bill.
know the average utility bill you
Of
pay.
course, it comes with the app.
You see,
The ECG app will
so
even tell
now
you,
you can say
you
that,
know, how
okay,
much you're spending on
my
your fees.
salary, I know 5% is going to utility bills. I know 15% is going to fees. I know this percent is going to. You see, it's clear. Then you know the space left.
Ima, why are we not doing this thing you are saying? Why are majority of
It's
us
culture. It's not in our DNA as a people. It's culture.
And you got it from where?
I got it from training, learning. The classroom. You know, there are things. The last time I put something on my status, the Pareto principle.
Yeah.
Yeah,
80-20.
80% of
Yeah.
the results come from just 20% of the people. Or 80% of what you do is just 20% of your energy.
Yeah,
Or what
exactly.
you really put in. And people were like, someone commented, I can read it for you. He was my classmate's first degree, Legon. He said that, I was taught this thing in SHS. I never understood it. It is now that I can understand it.
Interesting.
It is just the application of the things we are being taught that we are not really applying it to our lives. After learning accounting, learning finance, learning economics, if I cannot personally model a personal finance for my life,
You've wasted.
I think I've wasted enough fees.
You've wasted your mother's money.
I've wasted it. You see, the whole point is monitor, track, know the trends. Based on that trend, properly allocate resources.
Fantastic. Could it also be that the monitoring is a difficult work to
It's
do?
a difficult work to do. I'm not going to lie to you.
So you need some kind of discipline.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe they should forgive us. Maybe let's help them with the app, or we should contact the app people.
Is the
to
app
come
free?
in. It's a free app on Play Store, but they have a premium version which can help you to do something.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to also.
we don't want to market anybody.
Market
here.
anybody.
But all we can
Marketing
say is that
department
there
will
are
bring an-
apps out there
Fantastic.
that can help you.
Go to App Store. Go
Play
to
Store,
whatever Play Store. Yeah.
Provision store.
Go to go to and get yourself what kind of app? We call it a personal finance app.
Yeah, anything. It can help you budget anything.
Okay.
Budgeting, controls, anything. Maybe you can also, now there are AIs.
Okay.
You can just ask it, what app can help me track my daily expenditure? So that,
Interesting.
yeah, so today when I came, the boat, I had to walk to a point. I'm not going to discuss that. But
Yeah.
even the boat I paid, when I got there, it had reduced from 48 to 27. So once I was done, I just enter it in the app. And when you enter it, you see, it's beautiful. When you are done, the app I use, you can export it to Excel.
Hey, Emmanuel, what?
And you can, when you are entering it, whether you are using your cash, your Momo, or your bank, you directly, you specifically tell it which fund it should take the money out of based on how you paid for it. And at every point in time, I can tell you how much money I have left in my pocket, how much money is in my bank. That is why maybe another level is to do your reconciliation, because some of the things will come in as the month's gone. But
the app will help you do the
yeah,
reconciliation.
no, that's a premium version. I
Okay.
don't want to pay anything to any.
Yeah,
bank,
because
so,
you're stingy. Yeah.
I'm not stingy. I'm doing personal finance.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the discussion is on personal finance. Mr. Emmanuel Boateng is in the studio. He's with our research desk. We always have these banters once in a while. Today, I decided that this banter should come on air because it makes for quite interesting listening. Debt management. Debt management is also one because in this town, I'm told that day you are born, you owe already because.
Oh, the car.
So, but that's what I kind of say. Yeah, you drop Kolebu Nokpa, you owe already.
You
Yeah,
know.
we borrowed on your behalf.
Yeah.
Whilst you are but a clot of blood in your mother's. Yeah, so that's not what I'm talking. I'm talking of like student loans or money you borrowed and all. What should be our relationship with debt?
Okay, before I come to the debt, let me just synthesize what we earlier discussed. So track your expenses. Once you track, have the model, develop it. Like I mentioned to Jerry, he knows what is going to this and all. Now you are able to tell the space you have in all your salary. You have maybe 30% space. Then now decide how you are going to appropriate that. Otherwise, that space, Jerry, what happens to space? Somebody fills it out.
Yeah.
Automatically, you don't ask anybody. You realize that, now phobia, but Charlie, I guess some money, make it go chop shawarma. Make Charlie, I go feed. Like, it just happens. And if we fail to do so, and once you develop the model, I beg you, stick to it. But review it maybe every quarter. Every quarter or half a year or full year. Do a good review.
Okay.
If you fail to review, things change. Inflation is rising and all of it. So your expenditure and everything is going up. So you need to be able to review it. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Now let's come to the story of the debt management.
Exactly, yeah.
Jerry, I think I started by saying money is good. I also want to add that from my professional point of view, debt in itself is not a bad thing.
Okay.
I don't want to say debt is good. I want to say that debt
It is not bad.
in itself is not a bad thing. It depends on how you manage that debt to increase revenue or to raise income.
Okay.
Yeah. Someone goes for a loan for their business, for instance. The person is able to well establish the business, turn that money around, pay off the debt, and now makes money, owns a business, and is going on.
Okay.
So debt has done good to that person.
Exactly.
We don't use debt for food.
You shouldn't borrow to eat.
When you eat, where does it come from? Out of.
Okay, I understand.
It goes
well.
out.
Yeah.
You need to put debt at a productive part of your life. What do I mean by productive parts? A growth enhancing area. An area that debt can grow into some income.
Okay.
So that debt, you can pay it off. I know usually people borrow money, say, to go and pay fees. And then the hope is that I'll earn some money, I'll pay it off. In situations like that, I think that should wash. Because at the moment you don't have any support. And then you'll be able to pay off that debt when you make that money. But debt to say, I'm going to borrow money to go and marry. When we marry, people will give us gifts. They'll take offering for us at the church. Then we use it to.
I don't want to go there. Charlie, so talking of
I feel
marrying,
hot.
talking of marrying and all that. So that like where we had our wedding, they didn't count the money. They just put all in a bag and then they gave it to us.
You became money counters.
No, so you guess what? So we also dropped it in the car because we're in a hurry to get to the hotel and all that, you know. So we get to the hotel and then we dropped the bag somewhere, right? Because that day there was, I'm 22nd December 2007. That was when the whole of University of Ghana was full of about how many presidential aspirants wanting to stand 60. For the 60, yeah? Yeah, there were 16 of them.
Yeah.
So I was all interested in watching that thing on TV. So I'm watching it on TV, and Madam is counting the money, and it was full of like one Ghana city.
What happened?
And she started laughing.
Tell it so.
She started laughing. I mean, so if you are married because you think they'll give you money, Charlie, oh boy, don't try. So you're saying that when you borrow for things that will bring you more money.
Yeah.
So when you borrow, turn the money into mama money, and then let that mama money give birth to baby money.
Yeah.
So that if you want to spend. But it comes back to what Banfield said. Mama money might take a while to give birth to baby money.
Exactly.
So what would I do whilst I'm waiting for mama money to give birth?
It's not only the money that should be working. You should also be working.
Okay. Makes sense.
Otherwise, it won't.
Makes perfect sense. Makes perfect sense. You know, I get what you're saying. So that you don't go hungry and get frustrated and all that. You must have several sources of income.
But I want to advise that as much as possible, let's try to live our personal lives such that it is a life lived beyond borrowing.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's do all we can to ensure that where circumstances do not permit us and we have to borrow, that's okay.
Okay.
But we should make sure, the principles I've stated, we comply with same. It must be growth enhancing. You must be able to turn around the money, pay. So it really doesn't make sense, if you needed money to start a pineapple business, fruit juice, and you borrowed, you're able to pay down the money. After 3 months, the business collapses. You go and borrow again. It collapses. It means that you've not done some things right.
Okay.
Yeah, you've not done some things right. So let's do all we can to live beyond this.
Should we all go into business?
No. Yes.
None of us. I'm saying, should every single person think of either I'm doing a side business or I'm going into full-time business so that a salary doesn't become our only source of income?
Yeah, so that's why I said no and yes.
Okay.
I said no because I didn't know what kind of business you were talking about.
Okay.
Yeah, but yes, because we should not only have one stream of income. Well, it's not sustainable. It's not.
But the guy's earning good money now. He's earning 10,000. He's sitting in the bank somewhere. He's listening to us.
There are so many types of incomes. So if you're earning good money, you can... Jerry, someone's work in this world is that the person is on a stock market helping people to make money. Someone's work in this world is the person is advising people where to invest their money to make money. That investment income is money from another source of business.
Okay.
So
I get it. So I don't have to be the one setting up the side business, but I should be able to invest in a business so that whilst I'm earning my salary, I'm also earning from that side business.
Either you're a partner of a business, you are not directly part of management, and so you are a shareholder of a certain business, you're a partner to a certain business, you are an investor in a mutual fund, in a bond, something. You cannot depend on just your salary. No, that is not sustainable. That is not.
Someone has said that it's totally suicidal because if you work for, he calls it 40. You work 40 hours a day for 40 years, and at the end of your pension, you get to spend only at 40% of what you were earning whilst you were working.
Yeah,
that's scary.
Yeah.
So what? When you go on pension, your life drops.
See, everyone in this country should understand that what the law, you cannot retire on the strength of the law. What the law provides is the basic minimum. You must have that understanding.
What the law provides is the basic minimum.
And so that cannot be your destination.
It must be the floor.
It must be the
floor.
Not
the ceiling.
Not the ceiling. You put it right. If you retire on the basis of the strength of the law, you'll be on the floor. I mean, just what they're saying. You need to know that is a starting point.
It's a quarter to the top of the hour, meaning we have just about 10 minutes to wrap up this conversation. His name is Mr. Emmanuel Boateng. He's here with us at Z Multimedia. He's actually on our research desk. Occasionally, we get to have these conversations. Today, I decided to bring one live on air for you to have a feel of it. Emergency funds. How important are these?
They are as important as the word emergency. Yeah.
What are they in the first place?
These are funds. When we say funds, so say, how do I explain it for people to get it? So you have an account,
collection of money,
account where you keep a certain money in for an emergency situation.
Okay. What qualifies as an emergency?
Yes, so I'm coming to that. I know people have some emergency funds running in the form of insurance. I mean, people have insured their cars against some things, their homes. In fact, people have even insured certain things. Interesting.
Yeah.
That is a type of emergency fund because it's supposed to deal with some emergencies that come with some of these things.
Okay.
So those insurance packages are as important. You know, people only think savings is okay. Some people also think not savings, investments. Some people don't know you must do the two.
Okay.
Some people don't even think about pensions, what we just spoke about.
Okay.
And some people don't even go to talk about insurance. But it's a basket of wealth.
You must have money in insurance. You must have money in pensions. You must have money in savings. You must have money in investments.
Yes. And even in them, when you pick insurance, you have to open it up.
And then you have life, you have general,
exactly.
you insure your mobile phone so that when it cracks, you drop the screen. You know, I get it. Okay.
And we must understand the need for.
So you are saying that all these, in quote, formal or formalized emergency funds must also sit somewhere, and then there is also you having some money that you are not touching for an emergency.
Yeah.
Emergency fund.
If you insure your car against fire, say it's bent, you know the process.
And it's comprehensive.
Yes, you know the processes you must go through and when the money is going to come.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Sometimes, I mean, you'll be reimbursed.
But it will take a while.
Yeah, it will take a while.
And okay, another question I want to find out from you. What do you make of those who say, it's commonsensical, I should be able to do it on my own, and those who say, no, when it comes to personal finance, seek professional advice?
Yeah, seekers.
Okay.
It's good for our industry.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think that if you have the wherewithal to man your personal finance, I would encourage you. If you think you can personally man it, get some YouTube videos, read some books like the books you've mentioned. There are some good books that can shape your thought processes.
Okay.
It trains your mind on what to do and all of that. I would encourage you. But at the point where you need a professional assistance to understand the nitty-gritties, to understand the intricacies of some of them, I think you need them. Because you see, as you sit here, you would understand some insurance packages better than someone who is just reading a book.
Of course.
Reading the book is theory. Grounds work is different.
Okay.
Yes, sometimes. I remember one time I walked into one of the banks in Ghana. I went to speak with a manager there. I wanted to understand their insurance products. When I was done, the woman asked me, "What do you do?"
Because you used it to school.
So many questions. My intention was not to school. I wanted to understand the model. You know, I'm trying to develop something on personal finance.
Okay.
So I wanted to understand the different models the banks are running.
Okay.
On some of their products, some of their investments and all of that. Asking questions on returns, the drivers of the returns, and some of the questions the person was not even able to answer. So she was like, "What do you do?" Then I answered like, "Oh, okay." Then, I mean, so experts who understand what is on the grounds, they know what is in the theory. That is what you have gone to read.
Okay.
And they are able to advise you.
Okay.
I mean, no confuse no at all. Just some.
Yeah, but you're saying that it is worth paying for expert advice than going it on your own as a novice and going to get crashed.
Yeah.
It will cost you more money than if you had paid an Emmanuel Boateng something small, right?
See, there are big investors in this world paying Bloomberg for financial advice and they are making it.
Yeah, because they admit that this is not my field.
They could come to me, I will advise them, but they could crash because I'm not Bloomberg.
Exactly.
Bloomberg is here and I'm there.
Yeah, exactly. I get what you're saying. I mean, if you're a footballer, you're making millions, you're better off looking for someone else to manage it for you and not to. Does our culture also play a role in this discussion about personal finance and all that?
Yeah, I did say it does play a role. You know, we are very tolerable. We live as a community.
We're communal in our thinking.
See, Jerry, which funeral? It's an Ohanoko. Something.
Oh my God.
See, boys, you get friends, your paddies. See, paddies, boys. The way we are intertwined. And that is good. It's good. I'm not saying it's bad. It is good. Okay. But in addition to that, we should know that we are first individuals before we form the community. So we do well with community engagements. We do well with community social interactions and social networking and a good relationship management and all of that. But we don't look too deep into our personal lives and see how we are growing as individuals. And I think that our communities or our nation as a whole will grow more and will be more robust if we take a deeper look at the personal level, because it is our individual or respective persons that comes together to form that community. And so if we are doing well personally, I think it will even shape the community.
Could it also be that our blessing in terms of what Mother Nature gave us is what has made us so, what is the term where Banfield used, we're so radically present oriented as opposed to people being long-term oriented. We are present oriented. Our future minds does not really grasp what it means like to think far.
Jerry?
Because if you went behind your house and you were going to get okra growing wild and contumely and all that, why should you be bothered about saving and inventing stuff that will make that? Does that not play a role in why we are where we are as a people?
I agree with you, it does. And always the example I want to give, I mean, let me get into something contemporary, very important to this discussion.
Okay.
If we had just one water body in Ghana supplying everything we needed, do you think people will mine on it?
No, we ourselves come and beat you if you even touched it, because it's all that we have. Exactly.
And
so sometimes when nature blesses you too much, you are unable to manage it well.
The preponderance of resources we have in this country
is what's killing us.
Yeah.
We have too much. If there was no gold under our feet.
If the gold under our feet was just situated at one location, do you know how you would jealously guard it? You would jealously guard it. And I think that contributes to it. But see, someone has just one water body in their country. Someone's country's land is a desert. It's not fertile. Look at the innovative ways.
Their grass is normally greener than the grass in front of Jubilee House.
Hey, really sorry.
This is not trouble. This is not. Parks and Gardens, they know that the grass in Dubai is greener than the one in front of Jubilee House. Even Parks and Gardens, they know. This one, I'm not getting into trouble.
You see the issue, and that should tell us that if we have it more, we have a greater responsibility to protect them. We have a greater responsibility to be better off with them. Because those who do not have and just have a little, a few, are making margins out of them.
It's a minute for us to leave the studio. Final words on personal finance. What would you want every youth, every young man, woman listening to us this morning to remember from this conversation, Mr. Emmanuel Boateng?
Yeah, money is good. Have a positive outlook towards money. And make sure you monitor the trends of your income and expenditure. Based on that, develop a model where you need a consultant, where you need to see an expert to help you man all these. Make sure you get one. And when they do that, make sure you maintain the discipline of sticking to it. See, just as air, oxygen, and water is to the human being for growth, just as the word of God is nourishment to the soul of the human, so that the person will become like Jesus.
So is money.
So is money, personal finance, to your life. You need to grow in the space of your personal finance. It must grow. It is a part of your life that must also experience growth. If it fails to, I think that you know where you belong.
His name is Emmanuel Boateng from Z Multimedia's research desk. He's joined me this morning for a discussion on personal finance as part of Personal Development Mondays. It's been a great conversation as always. And don't worry, we've not gotten into trouble. If we get into trouble, our producer will be the one to take the blame. So thank you very much, Ima, for
You're
coming.
welcome. Thank you for hosting me.